Alrighty, this is Ontario Police engaged in sexual assault and battery in concert with the people of the state that are, that's what the vehicle is doing. This is the helicopter over. They have a child in the vehicle. It's a female, 7 Sam Xavier Sam 022, and that's prison and loss of custody of the child while she's engaged in conspiring the murder of another person and has a child. Those are the demons that are serial killers and sex offenders, and these are the mentally ill engaged in gang stalking. Ricky's inside gang stalking just like Kia was this morning in concert with the rest of the employees who are monitoring right now. That's why they're out the store. The shopping carts is activity. That's Pamela, who's engaged in poisoning me. Ricky's engaged in poisoning me. She said her name is Erica, and if that's not her name, she's going to be prosecuted. She's mentally ill, but that's who's in at the entranceway gang stalking. They're all engaged in poisoning me while the Ontario police are pacing in front and a sex offender engaging in the customary aiming of light. That's sexual assault and battery by light while they're monitoring you. Okay, this is what this aiming light on the wall where my vagina was exposed in that bathroom, and then the entity sharing in sexual assault and battery. This is mentally ill behavior while they are together as a group stalking one person, and they're already prosecuted. Mike Lorenz is already going to prison. So what is he doing? Okay, what's the agency doing? What are they doing? They're not getting any of my money, and they're already being prosecuted for what they've already done and why they were stalking in the first place. What are they actually doing? They're the mentally ill, license 9 Uncle Bob David 348, and they're doing so as a pattern of conduct in Fontana. Now, what do you think Aquanetta thinks she's accomplishing? I don't know, but a name change would have helped before she started gang stalking me, because I'm telling everybody what this thug's name is while she's gang stalking me, and she calls herself a mayor. Michael Dorsey. This is a hoodlum calling himself a chief of police. They're a bunch of sex offenders obsessed with my vagina because they're demons. Demons are sex offenders. Demons are stalkers, and demons are mentally ill. They are not to be confused with normal, sane human beings. They are possessed with the spirit of Satan, and it is occurring within the vessel of a person. So you're seeing the flesh, but they're not normal people, and they are stalking in environments that are absurd. This environment followed from Fontana, and that's how you have El Pollo Loco that's stalking. That's how you have the Ontario Village Shopping Center that's stalking. That's how you have the pattern of conduct by the government stalking, and the government are also the people of the state where they practice that same demented behavioral pattern, stalking. That's how you get that. That's the P.O.C., and this is the entity that's maliciously targeting. The demon, I'm not playing. She's gang stalking me with the minor child. She's losing her custody, using custody. She's engaging in abuse, literally stalking with the police department. The person, she's trying to murder somebody while she's doing so in concert with my. This is exactly why that department's being disbanded. They're going this, you know how desperate they are right now. They already know that I was going to publish the video about the discussion regarding C. Torres, who even by this video, he know he going to prison. You are straight up and down going straight to prison. And you're engaging in this conduct while you're monitoring my device, and the entity that is so, you saw the wealth of documentation that I published, meaning it's a surefire prosecution. They are so enraged and so angry, even though you're being prosecuted. The federal judge is not caring that they formally would engage in this system with you. Everybody's turning against you, and you're going to prison. And you're going to prison and you're not getting out. You're going to prison, and you are going to be establishing precedent, the example whereby precedent is established for people like you that will not be getting out of prison. Businesses that will no longer exist because of what the pattern of conduct shows. This is an entity that's engaging in that level of conduct when they are sitting back and they know that they are fully exposed, every single facet of the criminal conduct and their sick minds, and even what they want you to think while they engage in it, so that you can understand how mentally ill they are. That is what is known, and that's what's enraging Michael Dorsey stalking me by helicopter after they look at that wealth of evidence published online, and that's also psychotic. To make that decision when you're looking at the fact that you are actually proven to be engaged in it, and then you engage in it in my face. That's unprecedented terrorism, and it's also mentally ill. But these are demons. That's Satan that's enraged. Satan is using people that have thrown their lives away. That's what Michael Dorsey just did. Aquanetta doesn't have any future. I know she's already 70-some, but she does not have a future anywhere. She's going down as a terrorist. And it's the same with these thugs, these hoodlums in Ontario, California, and so on and so forth, because it exceeds well beyond San Bernardino County. This is P.O.C., and this is all to say that they are monitoring my vagina, and that includes Ricky. Okay, Ricky's already been engaged in documented stalking me with the Ontario police, walking out of the venue, which is crossing path, and doing so while the entity is flying over in circles by helicopter. This is the entity who's doing it under a fake moon that's speaking directly to the mental illness that Ricky would like to keep closeted, and it's not. He is a part of the population that is mentally ill, engaging in terrorism, and the terrorists are very perturbed. Okay, they're highly, highly upset because they would like to get away with murder, because they would like to be able to get away with stealing my money. That's not even possible at this point, and you're still looking at them stalking. What department, what sane person, what group of people where not one person can come to their clear senses and say this is not a good idea, especially because there's a record of it. That's letting you know that they're all crazy, okay? Including the ones inside of Stater Brothers, because I'm going to drag that business in court, criminal and civil. Okay, this is P.O.C. They're mentally ill. The mentally ill are violent sex offenders. Okay, this is P.O.C. And it's 11:03 p.m.